All right, so this next play is called Everything Will Be All Right. Just a heads up, it is about a mass shooting at a school. As I said before, I write about things that I know about or things that are personal to me going into the education field. I got a text on the third day of classes while I was here from my brother that my nephew had their first talk about school shootings. He's in first grade, so I felt a little bit more compelled to try and write something that I could submit to contest or to publication in order to help get something changed. So that's where this comes in. So I hope you enjoy. The play opens on a classroom with Olivia and Mrs. Sanderson. Mrs. Sanderson is a very well put together chemistry teacher, dressed professionally to the T. Olivia is the president of the school's chemistry club, of which they are having a meeting during the school's activities period. As they're waiting, Olivia is berating Mrs. Sanderson with questions.
What if no one shows up?
Then it will just be me and you.
What about all the pizza?
Then I guess you and I will have plenty for the rest of the week.
I don't know if I can do this.
Olivia, dear, just breathe. Everything is going to be all right.
Mrs. Sanderson walks over and gives Olivia a Hershey's kiss.
There. Feel better?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Mrs. Sanderson.
The bell rings, signaling the start of the activity period. For a few moments, nothing happens, and we can see Olivia pacing back and forth. Eventually, she goes and sits down.
It's all right, Olivia. We'll have better luck next year.
Olivia begins to move to the pizza boxes angrily.
I should have known no one in this stupid school is interested in...
Essentially cutting off Olivia's words is the entrance of Stephen, the quarterback of the football team. He is clearly a jock, wearing his school pride on his shoulder, and it looks like he doesn't know exactly where he's going. Olivia fixes her posture and approaches him.
Hi, are you here for the chemistry club?
Oh, sorry. I was actually looking for the robotics club.
Oh, well, it's just down the hall in Mr. Master.
You should have seen your face. Yes, I'm here for the chemistry club.
Are you sure you want to join the chemistry club? You don't seem like the kind of person that's into chemistry.
What's that supposed to mean? You aren't one of those people that think all jocks are dumb, right?
No, it's not that. It's just that...
Mrs. Sanderson interrupts them both by bringing out a box of pizza. She sets it on the table and begins to talk.
All right, enough of that. How about we all grab a slice and talk about this year and why we want to be here?
You're right.
Olivia turns to apologize to Stephen.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to come off rude or...
Oh, don't fret. It's all good. I should have been acting like an idiot. I'm Steven. What's your name?
Stephen extends out his hand, but Olivia doesn't reach back. Seeing the tension, Mrs. Sanderson walks back behind her desk.
Really?
What?
Well, we've been in the same classes since middle school. I've sat next to you for 5 years. I figured by now you might at least know my name. But then again, I'm just a nobody.
Wait a minute. What's to say you know anything about me?
Your name is Stephen.
I already told you my name.
All right. Your name is Stephen Emmanuel Ellis. You're a junior. You've been the varsity starting quarterback for 2 years. You're number 12, your favorite number. Your dad is on the school board and your mom is the cheer sponsor. Anything I missed?
Ow. Stalk much?
It's not stalking. It's called being a person. You might want to try it sometime. Anyway, my name is Olivia Holden, and I'm the chemistry club president.
Really? President? Don't you have to have other members to elect leadership?
Well, there were, but some of them graduated, and some decided they didn't like it here. But that's besides the point.
Olivia is interrupted with an alarm, one they only hear once a semester, the active shooter alarm, and they've already had their drill.
What's going on?
I don't know. They don't usually tell us when we're having drills.
Don't worry, you two. It's probably just a glitch in the system. This has happened before. There's nothing to worry about.
The principal's voice begins to ring out over the intercom as a voiceover. Attention, attention. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. An active shooter has breached the campus. Remember, run, hide, fight. Run, hide. The principal's words are cut off by the sound of gunfire. We see the panic rise over the three in the classroom.
What are we gonna do?
Stephen reaches for the school phone, but Mrs. Sanderson stops him.
No, don't do that. The lines will start filling up and they won't know what to do or where to go. We have practice for these situations. Just act like this is a drill. Olivia, turn off the lights and close the door. Stephen, go back and close the blinds. Try to make it seem like there's no one in here.
Well, before I came, there really wasn't anyone here.
Now is not the time for jokes.
I'm sorry, I'm just nervous.
Don't worry, son. It's all right to be nervous. Hell, this is the perfect time to be nervous.
Gunfire is heard from outside the room. We see the fear come over Olivia's face as she begins to cry.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Olivia curls up next to Stephen.
It's okay. You're safe right here.
I shouldn't be here. Why is this happening to me?
Olivia, I understand what is going on in your mind. Believe me, it's going on in mine too. But I just need you to breathe, dear. Breathe.
Olivia slowly begins to breathe in and out, trying to calm her nerves a little bit, but not much helps. As more gunfire rings out, Stephen looks over to Mrs. Sanderson.
What are we gonna do? We're sitting ducks in here.
I have a plan, but I'm going to need you to help me with it. All right, Stephen?
Mr. Sanderson pulls Stephen over close to the door and starts to talk to him quickly as to not alert Olivia.
I'm going to go out there and try to neutralize the threat.
Are you insane? There's no way.
Do you have a better idea?
No.
Okay, then here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go out, and the moment I go out, I want you to close and barricade the door. Do you understand me?
But what if you need to get back in?
Just do it, Stephen. I need to know that you're safe, both of you.
Mrs. Sanderson motions to Olivia.
Promise me you will.
I promise.
Noticing the conversation in the corner, Olivia stands up and approaches Stephen and Mrs. Sanderson.
What's happening?
I'm going to be gone for just a moment. Don't worry about me, dear.
No, you can't go. Please, I need you here.
Olivia, listen. Above all else, my job is to protect you, no matter what happens. So it's time for me to do just that.
Mr. Sanderson slowly hands Olivia a Hershey's kiss. Olivia, crying, nods her head in approval and gives Mrs. Sanderson a hug. After the warm embrace, Mrs. Sanderson exits, and Stephen closes and blocks the door.
Stephen, stop. What are you doing?
She told me I had to do it. She made me promise.
No, you can't. She has to come back. She has to.
Olivia begins trying to move the desks that blocks the door, but she struggles. Stephen, against his better judgment, helps to move it.
Thank you.
Stephen and Olivia both move away from the door, but as they're walking, they hear a woman's shouts, followed by gunshots, and then silence. Olivia falls to the ground, believing that it was Mrs. Sanderson. Stephen moves to console her.
It's okay. It's all gonna be okay.
No, it's not okay. Nothing about this is going to be okay. That was Mrs. Sanderson. She was our last hope, and now she's gone.
We don't know that. Everything is gonna be all right. We just need to stay here and wait until help comes.
Stephen grabs a Hershey's Kiss and gives it to Olivia.
You're not a nobody.
What?
I know who you are.
Stephen walks over and sits by Olivia.
Your name is Olivia Warren. All your friends call you Liv. You've been in AP classes since our freshman year. You sit in the second row because you're less likely to get called on. You go to all the football games, mostly because you're in the band. And your favorite candy is a Hershey's Kiss. Although I'm just guessing there.
How do you know all that?
I don't know. I guess I'm just pretty good at being a person.
They both laugh a little bit, then they hug and awkwardly separate.
Thank you for, everything.
Don't worry.
Suddenly, the door begins to rattle, and both students start to panic. Olivia, scared, begins to cling to Stephen.
What now?
Don't worry, just breathe. Everything will be all right. Everything will be...
The door flies open. There's a blackout on stage.